tell me about the Racket. What is the Racket? Why are you called the Racket? What's the significance? Anybody?
Okay, well, it probably not that surprisingly. It actually has mostly to do with tennis. And it's one of those rare sort of COVID happy stories. Basically, during 2020, it was 2020, right? When everything was shut down, one of the first things that opened up was tennis courts, because tennis is a sport that's fairly socially distant. And so we both play tennis, and we were in this group playing in Bogota, not far from here. And
that was ended 2021.
It was 2021? It was when stuff started opening up again.
Yeah.
And basically what happened was, after tennis, people were so desperate for any kind of social interaction, people would hang out in the parking lot after the tennis. Guys they would throw their fire pit into the back of their SUV.
Barbecues,
They were bringing
food,
heat lamps,
drinks.
grills. And there was a big party in the parking lot, socially distant, we all had our masks on, whatever. But so one week I brought my guitar, this is Jim, and I was playing and whatever, and one of the guys said, if you play guitar, you gotta meet this guy.
Yeah, my buddy Christian. Jim would play a song, he gave me his guitar, I'd play a song, we were kind of singing together. Following week, I brought my guitar, he had his, so we were like kind of figuring out our taste, and we have very similar tastes. Another guy had a bass, he's like, I'm gonna bring my bass, and he would power the bass through his car, plug in an amp.
Yeah, we had like an inverter, and
yeah.
the amp would have like this little weird buzz, but we'd play loud enough you wouldn't really hear it. And
so, after a couple of, we did that for about a month maybe, a little longer, and then we went out one time, we played at, it was a bar.
101 pub in Teaneck. I guess the bars had opened back up.
Yeah, they let us play in there a little bit, and then in the parking lot, I'm like, Jim, we should form a band, like a real band. And Jim's like, okay.
Yeah.
And so the next day we talked. He knew a drummer, so we got that together, and then it just kind of
all from there.
all from there. And then he sent out all these tennis themed names, and we kind of picked from them. And the Racket was the unanimous decision. So
we like the Racket because it sort of has a multiple meaning. It's like obviously the tennis, but also we make a lot of loud noise, and we still can't. We think it's kind of a racket that we actually get paid to do this, So it's great.
Wow, 3 different iterations of the same name. That's impressive.
Yeah.
I actually tell me about the other guys, and also the other part of that is when you feel like it's appropriate to do the acoustic side as opposed to the electric side.
Well, Frank, I've known Frank for a really long time. Frank's a very good tennis player. And so he was also part of that tennis group. And the guy, like when Neil mentioned the guy who was playing bass with us in the parking lot, that was Frank.
Oh.
So he was an original founder of the band with the two of us.
Frank Dunn, Ridgewood, New Jersey. If you're listening, Frank, hey.
And we actually, our drummer, you have sort of a little bit of serendipity. We were playing an acoustic gig at the Doghouse in Washington Township, and there was this really nice bunch of people. We started talking to them, and one of them was like, this guy's a really good drummer. We took his number, don't know why, and a couple weeks later our drummer quit. And so we called him up. We're like, you want to be, and it turned out that he was interested, he was free, and he's an amazing drummer, and he's a great guy. And his musical taste overlaps with us really well too, so it's been a really good addition.
As far as like what we play where, acoustic or full band, is mostly based on what the venue wants. Sometimes they only want acoustic, it's too small to do big band. But when everybody's available and we could do full band, we do that. We had one on Saturday, we have another one this Saturday. But we do, Jim and I do a lot of acoustic gigs, just us, or else it'll be me, him, and Frank. Or sometimes our drummer will sit in on congos or something like that.
We're fully modular.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways we could get into a place, which is good. Like you said, we're very modular.
But we definitely found like trying to get gigs is one of the hardest parts of being a band or a cover band, and we found a lot of bars don't have the space for a full band, and they don't want the loud noise.
Right.
So like a lot of times it'll be
Okay,
easier.
so as long as you're here and you both are sitting there with guitars in hand, would you like to play a few songs?
Absolutely.
All right, so figure.
I don't practice Santeria. I ain't got no crystal ball. Well, I had $1 million, but I'd spend it all if I could find that out. And that Sancho that you found, well, I pop a cap in Sancho and I slap her down. But I really wanna know how I did.
So, yeah, so we try to play a mix of sort of, well, it's all classic rock, but a lot of it's 90s, and then for the older, you know, people into the real classic stuff, we do all the Beatles, Stones, and that. So try to do a mix. So we're gonna do that right now. Hit a Beatles song.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Something in the way she knows strikes me like no other love. Something in the way she's doing,
And I'm looking to the sky, sailing, looking for a sign of life, looking for something to help me burn out the rain. I'm looking for a complication, looking 'cause I'm tired of lying, gonna make my way back home and learn to fly. So yeah, it's about a train that rolls by the prison, and when it rolls by, it sounds something like this. I hear that train come rolling around a bend. I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. Well, I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. That train keeps on rolling on down to San Antonio. Play it. So I got a